Good morning, dear shareholders, ladies and gentlemen. I would also like to welcome you to this year's virtual annual general meeting. Thanks to technology, we can once again communicate with each other in this way, as we did last year, and following my speech, we will be happy to answer all the questions you have submitted. But first things first, I've really been looking forward to this day as I have the pleasure of presenting some excellent figures and some really good news for the rest of the year. In a nutshell, the hard work of the past 4 years has paid off. GFT is in a better shape today than ever before. We got off to a strong start in the first quarter, and the orders already received for the next few quarters indicate structural, sustainable growth. This growth is being driven by all our markets around the world and by both new clients and existing clients in all the 3 sectors we are targeting. And as a consequence, we recently upgraded our guidance for 2021. And this is also reflected in the GFT share price, which recently passed the 20 euro mark clearly. And all this goes to show our strategy is paying off. I would therefore like to focus my speech today on the future and explain why you, dear shareholders, should continue to invest in GFT. Having said, though, that let us first take a brief look at the financial year 2020. The coronavirus pandemic was the dominant issue in all areas of life and the economy in 2020, and it will continue to challenge us well beyond 2021. And yet, the pandemic was also a driving force for digital transformation, especially in our sector, the IT sector. A mega trend that has given added momentum to our cloud business. It also paved the way for innovative banking solutions and further industrial automation. Obviously, this ongoing digitization trend is acting as a tailwind for a business. But even the strongest tailwind is of little use if you set sail with the wrong equipment. And in the recent years, we have experimented with new technologies, invested heavily in the corresponding expertise, and we joined forces with new partners. And given that now many companies are now launching large-scale, long-term digitization projects based on cutting-edge technologies such as cloud, artificial intelligence, DLT, and data analytics, our many years of expertise in the markets of our clients have made us a very attractive partner for the implementation of these projects. And at the same time, meaningfulness and relevance are more important today than ever before. We want to be relevant for our clients, our employees, our partners, and for you, dear shareholders. That is our objective in everything we do. Clients choose GFT because what we do for them is highly relevant for their own future. And our partners are intensifying their cooperation with us because only together with us, their products and their solutions can be tailored to customer needs. And our employees are also fully committed because we offer our tech talents relevant and promising career opportunities in the field of digitization. And in addition, we definitely support our teams, and also we take care of each individual. And in the last 15 months in particular, during which all staff worked almost entirely from home, we created a culture of cohesion with a high level of communication, with health programs, as well as with support for all areas of life. We acted as a united team and achieved outstanding results together. There were many individuals who surpassed themselves. Therefore, on behalf of the Administrative Board and the Managing Directors, and I'm sure also on behalf of you, dear shareholders, I would therefore like to express my sincere gratitude to our employees for their outstanding efforts. In these challenging times in particular, we have proven as a team that not only our business model, but also our internal structures are extremely robust. GFT has a solid foundation capable of withstanding crisis. But what's more, we are convinced that the intelligent use of IT is an essential part of our lives. And therefore, even in 2020, we therefore succeeded once again in continuing our stable development while at the same time exploiting growth opportunities which will pay off now and in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, let us first take a look on the progress made with regard to our diversification. Business with our clients in the insurance sector accounted for 14% of consolidated revenues in 2020, corresponding to a year-on-year growth of 23%. And this means we have already reached the target set before COVID-19. And the demand for digital transformation in the insurance sector remains strong, especially in North America and Europe. And also in our core market, the banking sector, we succeeded in gaining new clients with attractive offerings, while at the same time strengthening our business with existing clients. And this significant expansion of our customer base enabled us to reduce the proportion of total revenue generated with our top 2 clients to 21%, in line with our planning. And the revenue share of exponential technologies, new technologies, rose from 30% of total revenue in 19 to 42% in 20. And according to market analysts such as Gartner, cloud solutions emerged strongly from the crisis year 2020 due to their flexibility and stability. They are becoming increasingly important for companies, especially against the backdrop of growing demands and simultaneously lower IT budgets. Over the next 5 years, our markets are expected to achieve annual growth rates of around 20%. And we are convinced that we can fully exploit the enormous potential of these new technologies with the right partners at our side. And in 2020, we therefore strengthened our strategic partnerships. Our strong investment in raising digital expertise in the field of system integration with Amazon Web Services, the Google Cloud Platform, and Microsoft Azure has been honored with several awards. Our clients rewarded this high level of commitment with their orders. We successfully completed 400 cloud projects with Amazon Web Services, Google and Microsoft, and as a consequence, we have almost doubled our team of cloud experts to over 900. And in order to secure our technology know-how in the banking environment over the long term, we have expanded our network and now also work closely with providers of cloud-native core banking technologies, such as Mambu, Vodeno or Thought Machine. And in the insurance sector as well, GFT is one of the world's 10 leading providers of guidewire services and has been designated a star performer. And in order to explain a bit more what we do, I would now like to present 4 client projects which illustrate the diversity of our expertise and our growth options. Firstly, with our products Weblet and Sphinx Open Online, our team in Constance, Germany, was able to win an order from a leading global car manufacturer. The challenge was a high degree of cost non-transparency due to complex organizational structures with more than 10,000 employees involved in vehicle development. And with a new end-to-end concept for collaborative engineering, we were able to demonstrate significant efficiency gains via consistent information delivery. And as you can imagine, the client wanted to use the solution as quickly as possible to plan billions of dollars of resources and budgets using this platform across the entire group. And just within a few months, our client was able to establish a platform that developers use every day to plan, document, and update their project and budget status, from the start of development, engineering, to the launch of mass vehicle production. But our shared vision goes even further. In future, deviations are to be detected proactively by intelligent algorithm in order to provide management with automated alerts. The second example, Digital Bank Launcher, is also an in-house GFT development. By combining this module with core banking solutions from Thought Machine or Mambu, we can offer a modular end-to-end solution. And in this way, we can help companies create a cloud-based digital bank and bring it to market much faster than was previously possible. And we currently see a huge market for this, particularly in Asia. 50 new digital bank licenses alone are expected to be issued there in the next 3 years. And our solution helps clients to significantly shorten their time to market, reduce project risk, and thus optimize the return on investment of their new digital banking products. But also security, data privacy, and governance are becoming increasingly important. And on the third example, we helped an insurance company in Canada to deploy a new internal security program. Following a sensitive data breach, the client wants to establish itself as a pioneer in the protection of personal data in the financial industry. So in addition to data virtualization, privileged access management, and encryption procedures, our Canadian team is now implementing a number of other new technologies such as robotic process automation and artificial intelligence. And by analyzing system events, unusual data requests that may indicate misuse can be proactively identified. And robotic process automation is used wherever possible to automate business processes with the aim of reducing data exposure and increasing customer privacy. Now, the last example comes from Switzerland, where we successfully fought off strong competition to win a long-term contract with CustoDigit, a provider of services for digital assets. While complying with extremely strict regulatory conditions, we are helping CustoDigit become a leading solution provider for digital asset management platforms with our technological expertise in the field of DLT and smart contracts. And these new possibilities include trading with digital assets, such as cryptocurrencies, or the custody of tokenized assets as loan collateral. By synchronizing these assets with the core banking system, the banks and their customers have transparency about the current deposit status at all times. And so-called non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, are used to secure the digital assets, because these tokens can simply not be replicated. And in cooperation with CustoDigit, we are currently developing our own tokenization engine, which can digitally map physical objects. For example, a bank customer can digitally map a painting in a blockchain using a smart contract after the artwork has been valued. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now turn to our key financial figures for the 2020 financial year. Some of the figures were already displayed in the video played before my speech. The GFT Group generated revenue of 444.85 million, well above our target. Earnings before taxes of 14.11 million also exceeded our guidance of June 19th, 2020. And the fact that we exceeded this guidance underlines the strength of our business model and our strategy. And there were three main drivers. First, strong growth in our business with insurance companies. Second, expansion in the Asia-Pacific region with new clients and a new development center in Vietnam. Third, strong demand for cloud solutions across all sectors. And all this together, as already mentioned, and as you have no doubt read in the press, we got off to such a good start in the current financial year that we were able to significantly raise our revenue and earning guidance for 2021. So we now expect an increase in revenue to 520 million euros, over 17% higher than in previous year. And we anticipate pre-tax earnings of 30 million euros, more than twice as much as in 2020. We are seeing very strong demand for digitization solutions. And this is not about postponed projects, but about a broad-based market need which we can efficiently serve. And the number of orders already received is impressive and indicates strong structural growth. We closed the first quarter of 2021 with significant revenue growth of 10%, which we roughly generated 124 million euros. And we steadily continued and improved our client diversification strategy. Without consideration of our top 2 clients, revenue grew by as much as 17%. And as a result of this revenue growth, increased capacity utilization, and our measures to raise efficiency taken in 2020, our adjusted EBITDA rose by 30%. And all this shows we are on a growth trajectory. And this is also reflected in our share price performance. In 2020, our share performed slightly better than the tech DAX, with annual growth of 3%. After a COVID-related decline in the first half, we experienced a strong upward momentum in the second half of 2020. In the current financial year, this upward trend has not only continued, but it is showing even stronger momentum with an increase in the GFT share price of more than 70%. This clearly demonstrates our market relevance and confirms that our growth strategy is being rewarded by investors. Now, as Albert Einstein once said, I'm more interested in the future than in the past, because the future is where I intend to live. So, dear shareholders, I'm sure that you are pleased with the results of the past year and the first quarter, but equally important is the question of what the future now holds and how GFT intends to navigate through the current market trends. And let us therefore talk about the future. Now, one thing is clear, we will continue to accelerate our structural growth in 2021, because the current digitization trend is still a long way from reaching its peak. New technologies form the path to our digital future, and we are convinced that the intelligent use of these technologies will increasingly become a success factor. Demand for end-to-end digital solutions is set to grow across all sectors and company sizes, and this growth will be sustainable. So how is GFT positioning itself? First, we are consistently pursuing our strategy of sector and client diversification and plan to expand our global footprint. Above all, we want to increasingly exploit the potential in the American and Asian markets. Second, we expect to raise the revenue share of new technologies such as DLT blockchain, artificial intelligence, data analytics, DevOps, and above all, cloud to 50%. We want to implement further innovative banking projects in the dynamic Asia-Pac market and take advantage of the technology affinity of the local population. And we also plan to increase the revenue share of our insurance clients to 18% in the current year, close to our midterm target of 20%. And in our business with industrial clients, we also anticipate double-digit growth rates and also aim to reach a midterm revenue share of 20% in this sector. So a look into the future shows digitization is entering the next phase. GFT is excellently positioned. Our portfolio is aligned with the relevant growth areas, and we are well placed to exploit emerging opportunities quickly and efficiently. Our clients are choosing GFT, and US shareholders will benefit from this. We therefore hope to have proven our relevance for your investment portfolio. But when we talk about the future, our corporate social responsibility, or CSR, also plays an increasingly important role. In other words, our social responsibility in the sense of sustainable business management. Within the EU's Green Deal movements, such as Fridays for Future and regulations on gender diversity, corporate social responsibility is attracting an increasing level of attention. Also, capital markets are now demanding a so-called ESG score for companies. ESG stands for Environmental Social Governance. And this ESG score forms the basis for investment decisions and is therefore also important for you, dear shareholders. Therefore, the Administrative Board has committed itself to an explicit CSR strategy with concrete targets and performance measurement. We aim to be carbon neutral by 2025, in line with our first CSR pillar, sustainability by design. This includes using renewable energy for offices, but even more important is to reduce the energy consumption of software. We therefore have launched a green coding program with principles how to make software using less energy, and we have already conducted over 150 training sessions in GFT as part of our green coding approach. But we also believe that meaningfulness and self-determination in the workplace are fundamental prerequisites for personal development. And this is underlined by our employer branding strategy, Ready to Grow. Our open and appreciative corporate culture aims to create an appealing work environment for all employees in which they can develop freely and shape their own career path. As we believe in the smart use of IT, and as digitization is now truly affects everyone, we also want to contribute to the promotion of tech talent and inspire more people to join the tech sector. So our Grow Tech Talent Worldwide initiative supports various target groups within the tech community and beyond our corporate boundaries. It is our aim of enhancing the technology skills of people and thus improving their future opportunities. To this end, we are setting up various programs in all our countries and are actively engaging in the corresponding events. This clearly contributes to the social pillar of our CSR strategy. And in our third pillar, which is devoted to governance, we will ensure that all CSR aspects are properly incorporated into our corporate guidelines, of which our Code of Ethics is the most important. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not interested in greenwashing or a few nice initiatives. Increasing efficiency at any price cannot be our goal. We simply want to pursue a business model that is not at the expense of future generations. This benefits everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, in business there are always new mountains to climb. But I can proudly say that together we have reached a milestone and the outlook remains excellent. With our modified portfolio, our focus on exponential technologies, and our diversification strategy, we are well prepared for sustained structural growth. GFT is of relevance to our employees, our clients, and the society we live in. They all trust us, and they all trust our ability to deliver complex, mission-critical solutions. We are driving digital transformation side by side with our clients and partners. And you too, dear shareholders, are at our side. I would therefore like to thank you for your support and your trust in our strategy. I cordially invite you to enjoy the present view with us before we set off to scale further peaks. Thank you very much.